nothing but untidy. And so the universe then has no choice. First attribute of the secret place. The secret place is a place of revelation. It makes you free because it awakens you and makes you consciously aware that everything that you thought was holding you is an illusion. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Emerge Movement Empowerment Session. We are so glad to have you joining us this evening and for being a part of this Emerge movement. We are empowering people along their journey towards spiritual wholeness. And tonight we want to continue our conscious conversation that we started on last night, continuing around the topic of adventures of the soul and kind of mixing in a few other things as well comprehensively to cover a wide gamut of topics that all seem to tie together back to the soul and its purpose and its desire and our unique individuation, expression, experience as God in three-dimensional form, and what that means to us and what we need to do about it in order for us to experience our very best life, that is to have life and have it more abundantly. And so I want to continue this conversation this evening. Amen. Good to see you, Diana. Good to see you, Toya. Good to see you, Dee Dee. And all of us gathered together here at this time. Those of you watching by Facebook, as well as those of you who are watching on YouTube, do me a favor, take a moment right now and tag and share with as many people as you possibly can. Let's see if we can't grow this audience and get as many people over here as we can to have this conscious conversation and to enjoy the input of all of these different minds and perspectives and perceptions from all of us from all around the world. I want to make clear that on this platform we are pro people. We're not anti anything. I'm not anti church, anti religion, anti God, anti this person, that person, this movement, that movement, or anything. We are not against anyone. We are for everyone. Let me say it again. We are not against anyone. We are for everyone. And everyone has a different journey and a different path that you're walking. Everybody has a different life experience. And the experience is the point. I said this last night. The experience is the point. That God is just wanting to have as many unique experiences and expressions of itself in three-dimensional form as is possible. Infinitum. That it will go on infinitely. It will go on forever and ever, world without end. God continuously experiencing itself uniquely through the trillions upon trillions, even gajillions of humans or three-dimensional beings in this form, as well as other beings and other life forms and other dimensions, times, and spaces. That the experience is the entire point. It is the purpose. And so with that being the understanding, ladies and gentlemen, we all have these unique paths and journeys and experiences that we are having, and none of us can are in a position to judge another person's experience. We can only determine what best serves us, what uplifts us, what best serves our highest good in discovering who and what it is that we choose to be in this three-dimensional form. But we cannot righteously determine that for anyone other than ourselves. Are you understanding? So what I'm saying to you, that this is a non-judgment, no judgment zone. I want to say that again. This is a no judgment zone. This movement, this platform is a no judgment zone. I don't care whether you are Christian, atheist, Buddhist, Hindu, if you are Muslim. I don't care if you are an agnostic. I don't care if you are a Gnostic or a mystic or a witch or warlock or whatever it is that you might label yourself. You are welcome here. Your thoughts, your ideas, your contributions are welcome here. We are here to, as a collection, as a continuum, as a consortium, to alchemize the information that's being shared from varying perspectives all around the world, from varying experiences, and pulling out those things that best serve us, or in the words of Thessalonians, to prove. That is, the word prove there literally translates to try everything and hold fast to that which is good. Try it all. Examine it all. Look at it all. Experience it all. Question it all. And then hold on to those things that serve your highest good, that meet your desire to fulfill your purpose and your destiny in the earth. That's what this platform is about. That's what these conversations are about. Oh my goodness, Diane, let me read what you wrote. Hey, put my glasses on so I can see. So she writes, when a person falls asleep and is awakened suddenly, how does the soul know to enter back into the person? Some people sleep 8 hours straight. So does the soul stay away as long as the person is asleep? Oh, you jumped right in before I could even finish my little introduction. You just jumped in with the questions. Okay, I guess you was like, hush up with all that. We know all of that. We know what the platform's about. Answer my question. Okay, I am sweating. It is. I'm warm in here. I gotta figure out a way to cool it off a little bit. Okay, but anyway, that's a very good question. That is a very good question. Let me answer, because all right, let me go ahead and set the a little background, a little stage for those who may have not been involved in our earlier conversations. No, it's okay, Diana. That when we were talking about the adventures of the soul, and the soul the thing that it despises and resists more than anything else is limitations. And that the soul, in its choosing to enter this three-dimensional form, had to then adjust itself to the limitations of this three-dimensional form and all of the parameters that shape those limitations. And it did so by agreeing with itself and then setting up a system with itself where it would be able to periodically leave the soul and experience its fullness without the terrible limitations imposed upon it by being individualized in a particular form or a particular body. And so that system that is set in place is called sleep, that the soul is able to lay the body down, to exit the body, to leave it, to go out and fully experience, expand, and express itself in varying forms, places, spaces, times, and dimensions during this period that we call sleep, if you remember when we were talking about this before. And so Diane is asking the question then, so when a person falls asleep and is awakened suddenly, I'm going to take both questions and I'm going to just break them into apart rather than answer them individually. And is suddenly awakened, how does the soul know to enter back into the person? See, you think that the body is being awakened without the soul, and that the body being awakened is what alerts the soul to return to the body. Okay, first of all, the body is awakened. It could not be awakened without the presence of the soul. That's number one. Number two, remember again that I am speaking in terms of travel, adventure, expanding, expressing itself in different times and spaces. using three-dimensional earth terms that are not 100% accurate. The truth of the matter is the soul is omnipresent as we are. Spirit and soul are omnipresent as God is omnipresent. There is no place that it is not. So when we talk about the soul actually exiting and going, we are not talking in terms of it literally, but we're talking of it becoming consciously aware of itself in different times and spaces that it has always been, but not consciously aware of, because it is so focused upon the individualized experience that it is having within that three-dimensional form. So when we talk about going or traveling or moving, we're speaking in terms of time and space, which are really illusions, as we spoke about before, because remember that everything is happening simultaneously in the eternal moment of now, that there really is no past, present, or future. All there is the here and now. And everything in what we call time is simultaneously taking place in that eternal moment of now, in the presence of God, that is, in the presence of the soul. And since God is omnipresent, there is no place that God is not. Then the soul and spirit are indeed omnipresent. There is no place it is not. But the soul is the conscious part of the spirit, and that is the awareness of the spirit. And so we are not always consciously aware of all the places that we are, because we are individualized in these bodies. When the body is asleep or unconscious, it's interesting that we call it unconsciousness, but we are more conscious when we are asleep than we are when we are awake. Oh my goodness. But when the body is lying in the state of what we call unconsciousness, is the time that the soul is fully awakened and fully aware of itself in every place at all times. So the body is not that the soul is returning to the body as it's suddenly awakened, that the body could not be awakened or animated without the presence of the soul. Even the book of James says that the body without the spirit itself is dead. That is, ceases to function, ceases to operate. Some people sleep 8 hours straight and do so. 8 hours straight. So does the soul stay away as long as the person is asleep? And again, that's using that humanistic terminology. I would say yes. But remember, the soul is never fully away, because the soul is in every place at all times. But it is not consciously awakened in that three-dimensional form. And as long as that form is in that unconscious state, then the soul is fully conscious and fully aware of itself in every place at all times, across time spaces, and all throughout the multiverse and in every dimension. Okay, I hope that answers your questions fully, and if it doesn't, then give me a follow-up in the comments and I will answer it and try and be more plain if I need to be. I'm going down in the comments now to see. Bree is back. She's out of Facebook jail. Oh, you were afraid you forget the question. Okay, good. So, but do you fully understand the answer that I just gave you? And does everyone? And is there any part of that I need to explain further? Y'all talk to me. Talk back to me in the comments. I'm going to read this passage again of a direct quote from God, or the divine spirit creator itself, the all of everything, in this conversation that I had with it about this particular phenomenon. It says that when the soul first embraces a body, it finds the experience extremely difficult. It is very tiring, particularly for a new arriving soul. That is why babies sleep a lot. When the soul gets over the initial shock of being attached to the body once more, it begins to increase its tolerance for that. It stays with it more. At the same time, the part you call your mind moves into forgetfulness, just as it was designed to do. Even the soul's flights out of the body, taken now on a less frequent but usually daily basis, um, daily basis, does not always bring the mind back to remembrance. Indeed, during these times, the soul may be free, but the mind may be confused. Listen to what it said. So the soul may be completely consciously aware of itself and across all time, spaces, places, and throughout and over throughout the multiverse and throughout over all dimensions, while the mind, that is the conscious awakened part of us, is confused. It remains with the body and confused. It becomes the observer of the soul's experience. The mind becomes the observer, the eye, yes, that looks at the soul's adventure, odyssey, or experience in its awakened state, knowing itself as itself in every form across the multiverse. Okay? And so the soul being the mind rather, being a bit confused at the observation, that is looking at the soul's full consciousness of itself in all of these places, as itself in all of these forms, may say, where am I? What am I creating here? These searches may lead to a fitful journey, even frightening ones. These are what you call nightmares. A nightmare, he's saying that the nightmare is the mind, that our conscious mind, trying to decipher an existence and a reality that is completely and totally foreign and unfamiliar to it. It is seeing emblems, shapes, experiencing sensations that is absolutely foreign to it. And so it begins to try and interpret, decipher it with the information that it has from its earthly experience, creating images or imaginations or pictures within the mind that it can, as closely as possible, associate with what it is observing, and therefore it can create what we call nightmares, because it looks so unfamiliar that it's scary. If you want a parallel experience of this, all you have to simply do is look at the Bible and read the book of Revelation. John, who is in this transcendent state now, with his soul being consciously aware of itself in a space in time that is beyond the time that John was most familiar with, saw things that he only had the vocabulary, the experience, the knowledge of the time that he was consciously aware of to describe. And so he used terms like beast and monsters with 7 heads and with wings like locusts and eyes and faces like bears and teeth that were like lions and other things, to try and describe an existence and an experience and a sensation that was completely foreign to him. And so we get a book filled with a bunch of symbols or images and ideas that John's mind, that was only familiar with the time in which it was individualized, had to try and come up with to describe what it was that it was observing, the soul being consciously aware of and experiencing. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Yes? Y'all talk back to me now. Diana started off the conversation with something heavy, and so it got heavy real quick, and so I don't want to leave anybody behind. I want to make sure everybody understands that. Y'all talk back to me. Do you fully understand what I just said? I don't see no comments popping up. Maybe y'all just typing slow. Yes, no, maybe so. I don't know. To explain some more, say something, y'all. Talk back to me. I know you're not typing that slow. Okay, Dee Dee says, yes, we understand. I guess she's the spokesperson for all of you that are on. Okay? So that is how that works. So the soul is out fully experiencing itself, becoming consciously aware of itself across time, space, and places. And the mind is observing and seeing images and seeing existences and realities that are completely foreign to it, and yet it only has the vocabulary of the time in which it is individualized. That is the time in which it is consciously aware, or the time in which that human form is experiencing life, to begin to describe what it is that it's seeing. So imagine John trying to describe a helicopter, and so he describes a huge locust coming up, flying over the sea with wings like a locust and a tail like a scorpion and big bulging eyes like some kind of a beast, and it's flying and stinging. He is trying his best to describe what is we know is a helicopter, but there's no such word as helicopter in the time and space in which his three-dimensional form is experiencing. So with his mind, he is trying, through his mind observing what the soul is experiencing, he tries to describe it with the terms that are most familiar with it. And so he calls it, he sees something, a rock running into the waters and calling it wormwood and it being poisonous. Wormwood was a very familiar, common thing in his time. Most of us in the 21st century don't even know what wormwood is. But it was a toxin, a type of poison that poisoned the water. But what John was really seeing was climate change and the change in the Earth's atmosphere and the change in the Earth's water and it being polluted and people dying from all of the toxins and chemicals being dumped into the water. He saw it as wormwood being poured out of a vial. Are you understanding what I'm saying? That was his best description. That was the only words that he could come up with in order to describe what it was that he was seeing. Now imagine yourself asleep and your mind now observing the conscious awareness of the soul experiencing and expressing and being itself in different times, spaces, and places. And you are observing things that are completely foreign to the time and space in which you live. And your mind trying to come up with an image, an idea, a concept that best fits with what it is observing. And so you start having all of these, what we call nightmares or crazy dreams, and you're like, whoa, that was nuts. That was crazy. What in the world? What did I eat last night? Oh, Lord, I ain't never having that. I ain't eating collard greens before bed no more. Okay? I hope that makes sense to you. I hope that makes sense to you. All right? Let me read a little further and finish that statement up. Okay? The more your whole being experiences the reassurance of these rejuvenations, and the more it remembers what it is doing and trying to do with the body, the less your soul will choose to stay away from the body. For now it knows that it has come to the body for a reason and with a purpose. It desires to get on with that and to make the best of the time with the body that it has. And so the more comfortable the soul and aware the soul becomes of its purpose for being with the body, the less you sleep. Have you ever noticed that highly evolved people sleep less than other people? Mm. Now, that's no judgment or anything else like that. I'm just saying that happens to be a side effect, one of those markers that people who are highly evolved are going through the evolutionary process. Have you noticed that when you find yourself starting to expand and grow, and you are starting to stretch out and evolve more, and your mind is becoming more expansive, that you become restless, sleepless? Are you understanding what I'm saying? You find it hard to go to sleep because you say, my mind is racing, because you are more consciously aware and becoming more and more consciously aware. That draws the soul's attention to the body as it begins to uncover and rediscover its purpose and destiny, and seeks to get on with it so that its purpose can be realized and fully completed. Okay? Is that what? Oh, nosiness. That's one way to put it. Okay? I'm telling you, and that is a good lead, a segue, because when I talk about the soul wanting to become more, becoming more consciously aware of its purpose for being with the body. When I talk about the soul becoming more consciously aware because the body now is awakening, the mind is awakening and expanding to its purpose, its destiny, its reason, its original intent, and the soul then wanting to remain with the body more and more, spending more time in conscious awakeness so that it can pursue the fulfillment and the realization of that purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, when we talked last night about the portal that we stand in the middle of, that was opened in the midst of this particular moment, or this particular period in what we call time, marked by the numbers 2, which symbolize covenant and oneness, harmony, alignment. Ladies and gentlemen, please understand that it's time for all of us to begin to sit with our soul and sit quietly and listen to its urgings, its directions, its feeling, its sensation, and its voice as it is pushing us and leading and guiding us, not into a specific place or a specific time or to a specific thing, but it is leading us to all truth. Ladies and gentlemen, what does the scripture teach? Even in what Jesus is purported to have said in John, that when the comforter has come, that is the Spirit of God, has been awakened and emerges within you, it cometh up in you, it will lead and guide you into, not to a job or a place or a building or fame or fortune. It will bring you to truth. All those other things are the residual effect of your arrival at the place of truth, of reality, of knowing even as you are known, to arriving to the place of truth, where you understand the all of everything and your oneness with it. If the arrival at the place of truth has a residual, resounding effect that attracts all of these other things. Seek ye first the kingdom of God. That is the full awakening of the soul or the spirit, the consciousness to the spirit's full purpose and destiny within the earth, fully consciously aware of itself as the all of everything and the laws that govern this three-dimensional world, as well as dimensions outside of this one that governs what we call the spirit world. He says, and all of these other things will be added. They will come as a residual effect. They will be normally attracted to you, automatically attracted to you, because of your conscious awareness of who and what you are. Are you understanding what I'm saying? I said, are you understanding what I'm saying? The more consciously aware of yourself as the all of everything, as one with God you are, the more all of these things, everything in the universe aligns itself harmoniously with you, and these things are attracted to you that support the fulfillment of the purpose, the original intent for which you were released into the earth. Provision for purpose is automatic. Good gracious, let me say that again. I said provision for purpose is automatic. You don't have to beg for it, ask for it, plead for it. You don't have to worry about it. You ain't got to scam for it, cheat for it, lie for it. Provision for purpose is automatic. What you have to do is awaken to your true self and continuously seek the remembering, reminding, recalibrating, rediscovering of your divine self, and then walk in that divinity, and all these things will be added, will automatically come at the level necessary for you to fulfill the purpose, the original intent for which you were released into the earth. Huh? Are you hearing me? What throws a monkey wrench into the system is all of those exterior influences that have taught us through society and culture and religion to have greed and wantonness. Y'all not hearing what I'm saying? And so we become more focused on the things rather than the creator and our own divinity. And so we are in hot pursuit of stuff instead of pursuing our own self-discovery and self-actualization and self-realization that brings the other added provision necessary for you to fulfill your original intent within the earth. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that focus, that climate of pursuit of stuff and things, that climate of greed and wantonness that is promoted by a capitalistic society like we live in here in the United States, are promoted by a capitalistic mindset that is throughout the entire existence of humanity, survival of the fittest, every man for himself, dog eat dog mentality. That mindset is the offshoot or the result of an underlying fear. An underlying fear that has been entrenched within the soul from in utero conception up until the moment of your first awakening experience. An underlying fear that you're not enough, that you're not smart enough, strong enough, good enough, that you are constantly trying to become, constantly trying to be better, be more. Are you understanding what I'm saying? That you are not enough, that they're nitpicking always about this, that, or the other, and all of it is promoted, and all of it is supported by a society and religion that continuously reinforces within you fear. fear of God, fear of men or women supposedly of God, fear of one culture or another culture, this race or that race, this society or that society, this government or that government, this political persuasion or that political persuasion. And it keeps us divided, not necessarily divided from each other, but divided from ourselves, which causes us to be divided from each other. And so we invent and create this persona that we try and hold up and keep, this imaginary persona that we keep trying to support and hold up and hold out as our reality, when deep within us we know that that's not really us and it doesn't serve our highest good. But the fear drives you. Huh? What are people going to think? How are they going to thought? What are they going to think when they see this, or if they see that, or if they observe this, or are they going to think I'm this way, or I'm going to be that way, or that? Are they going to think I'm crazy for doing this, that, or the other? Are you understanding what I'm saying? And so it paralyzes you into a place that we call comfort zone, but you're really not comfortable. You're not comfortable. You're not comfortable. You're miserable. But you have learned how to manage your misery, and you remain in that miserable state, and miserable becomes your normal. But your soul's not comfortable. You're not comfortable riding this merry-go-round, going around in circles, recycling and rehashing same relationships, same experiences, same people, same trappings, same insights, same problems, same issues, same struggles, same challenges, same kinds of things happening over and over and over and over and over. But you've learned to manage your misery to the point where it has become your norm. And so you say, well, now everything's back to normal. At least I get to live a normal life, when there is nothing normal about you. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So you feel safe, trapped in a job that you absolutely hate, but it's security. It provides for you because you see the job as your provision, rather than the fact that the Spirit of God within you is the source of your supply. The Spirit of God within you is the creator of provision. But you see the job as the provision. You see the person, the relationship that's providing you with the emotional support that you crave and desire. You see people and things and religion as your supplier. Don't recognize that what you really desire most and what your soul craves the most is to live out its authentic self and to create and curate its own provision. And so you keep recycling and rehashing, stuck in the same place, in the same time, in the same town, with the same people, doing the same thing, working the same job, singing the same song, dancing the same dance, speaking the same tongue, doing the same old things over and 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 over, in a different setting, in a different building, with a different body, saying the same words, and you hollering, screaming, falling out and spitting bubbles and jumping over pews about the same stuff that you were still struggling with from the last 20 years, because you are too afraid to live your authentic life. You keep looking for validation from someone else, looking for someone to give you permission to live, to give you permission to do what you desire. You live in this object fear that has been built in by religion and culture and society of the very divine God that you are the divine individuation and expression of. And so you live in abject fear, not reverence, fear. I'm trying to live right because I don't want God to send me to hell. I don't want God to do this to me. God gonna strike me down. God gonna give me cancer. God gonna do this. God gonna do. God go and God gonna get and God go and God and God and God and you blaming God for all of this crap that you created within your own mind. When in fact, God doesn't care what you do. I know that's controversial. I said it last night, and I'm going to say it again tonight. God has no preference. The experience is the purpose. God's only desire is to fully experience itself in the multiple trillions and billions and cajillions of individuations or forms, human forms of itself across the multiverse. It is simply the experience. It has no preference. It desires for you what you desire for you. Good God, I said it desires for you what you desire for you. It is up to you to decide on what you desire most, and that is based upon what you have come to understand and know at the moment best serves your highest good. And it doesn't have to look like what serves mine or what serves your sister, your brother, your cousins, your neighbors, your preachers, or your church members, or your friends and your families, or the people on TV. It doesn't have to look like anybody else's. It simply needs to serve your highest good. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Are you understanding what I'm saying to you? Quit living within the maze and the trap of trying to please a religion, trying to please an impossible God that's been created by religion. An impossible, narcissistic, sadistic, crazy, schizophrenic God that has been created by all of the religions across culture. Stop! Because all of those are false images of God. You want to know what God looks like? Look in the mirror. They're false images. They are false images of God. All of them. Every religious promotion, every religious rhetoric and propaganda puts forth a false image of God. A commercialized, religionized, fantasized idea and concept of God that its sole purpose, underlying purpose, foundational purpose is to control and manipulate its followers. Period. I said it. I mean it. That's exactly what it is. All of them. All of them. It's a lie. It's the God in you, as you, through you, speaking to you, as you, through you, moving, operating, thinking, imagining, visioning, that you keep suppressing because it doesn't match up with what you see around you and what you've experienced and what you've been told, and the echoes that keep resounding in your head from Grandmama Nim and Prophet Cutthroat and Bishop Benow and Shaman this and Master Teacher that and Master Prophet this, that, and the other. Nonsense. Be your own prophet. Be the apostle over your own life. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? Lord have mercy. And am I dismissing the need for leaders and teachers or gurus or shamans or masters or any of those kind of spiritual leaders? Absolutely not. But please understand, they are there to give a perspective, to give a possibility, to show you a particular perspective and perception of a thing and have you to consider it. But you have to then decide for yourself what best serves you. Because none of them, not me, not any of the rest, know what's best for you. You know, deep within your knower, what is best for you. Even if you don't always do it, at the time that you are doing what is not best for you, your knower speaks through your soul, that inclination, that feeling, that instinct that tells you this is not good for you. But your mind overrides your instinct and you choose to follow through anyway. And even in that, there's no judgment, because even that is designed and designated, laced with lessons to help to grow, evolve, and expand you. Do you understand that you are in a no-lose position, a win-win position, that all you can do is win? You cannot fail. You have been set in a position where it is impossible for you to fail. You cannot fail. You cannot. The only failure you can experience is the one you manufacture within your own mind. And as long as you hold and perceive it as failure, it will continue to present itself as failure, and you will experience the emotions and the feelings of failure. But the moment you elevate your perception, adjust your vision, adjust your perspective on it, and raise your vibrational tone, you will begin to see the for you in everything. Everything is for you. Nothing is against you. All things work together for good. Are you catching what I'm saying? What would you do if you could live your life however you choose, without any concern about whether God would be upset or mad or angry about it? Well, guess what? That's exactly the position you're in. That is exactly where you are. Are you hearing me? I want to, but I didn't want to get in trouble with God. What? 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 You have created this image of God that mirrors your image of your parents. And all it does is diminish and weaken and trap and constrain the soul. And the soul is like, let me out of here. Are you understanding what I'm saying? I went off on a little bit of a tangent. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm not sorry at all. I'm saying exactly what I feel the unction to say. It's time for you to start living. Living intentionally, deliberately, on purpose, freely, truly freely. in every facet of your life. Do what you choose to do, what you have decided is best for you. Whatever that is, wherever that is, with whomever that is, do it. Do it. If it seems good to you, religious folk will say, yeah, okay, it might seem good to you, but is it good to God? You're talking about the same person. If it's good to you, it's good to God. Because God has no preference. No preference. God's love is unchanging, unconditional, unmoved, unchecked, undiminished. Are you understanding what I'm saying? I said, are you understanding what I'm saying? Stop limiting yourself. Oh, I bet not. Oh, Lord, I want the Lord to get me. I want God to be mad at me. Oh, I bet not. I know how Negroes are. I know I don't want them talking about me. I don't want people to think I'm this way. I don't want them to think I'm like that. I don't want them to get the wrong idea. What? Stop it. Stop it right now. Stop it right now. You're not responsible for how people see you. You don't get to control their perception of you, their concept of you, their perspective on you. You don't get to control their attitude toward you. You only get to control yours about you and the world around you. This is what he was trying to get across when he said there that to them in the Galatians people to say, walk in the liberty wherewith the Christ consciousness, that Christ anointing, the presence of God, the isness of God, the awakening a conscious awareness of yourself as God in the flesh has made you free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. He wasn't talking about drinking, smoking, and having sex. He was talking about religious dogma. He was talking about mindsets that make you think that you cannot. You are limited to this and limited to that, and you can't do this, and you can't go there, and you can't have this, and you can't be this. He was talking about those limiting thoughts. Don't be entangled again, because the only thing that can bind you is you. Good gracious, let me say it again. The only thing that can bind you is you. Nothing and no one else can. The only thing that can or has ever bound you is you. I know I'm sweating up a storm. I know. But I'm passionate about what I'm saying, and I'm trying to get through to you. I'm trying to impact you. I'm trying to get you to step outside of yourself, to step outside of those illusionary, delusionary, imaginary boxes that you have created for yourself that have kept you so contained and trapped and constrained. They are suffocating you. So you scared to do anything. Ooh, because I might go to hell. Ooh, what's the pastor gonna think? What the church folk gonna think? Ooh, I don't want nobody to think I'm this way. Ooh, Lord, now you take a drink. It's like, I don't want y'all to think I drink all the time now. I don't drink all the time. I ain't no drunk. I ain't no that. Like you need to explain to people because you decided that you wanted to take a drink, that the drink tastes good to you, you want to have a drink. You don't owe anybody an explanation. If you want to drink, drink. You want to get high, get high. You want to have sex, have all the sex you want to have. You don't owe anybody any explanation about what you choose to do. You get to choose what is best for you, what best serves you. And if celibacy serves you, then be celibate. And if being dry and not drinking any alcohol, then that serves you, then stay away from alcohol. And if it means not being involved in any kind of, then stay away from it. You have either way, and there is not a judgment on either end. Not one is better than the other. They are just different experiences, different preferences. Huh? Are you understanding what I'm saying? I'm talking about liberating your soul. In liberating your soul, you liberate yourself. Oh, that's good. Liberate your soul self. Yes, liberate your soul self. Let yourself go so you can get outside of that cocoon and that cycle, that never-ending cycle where you've been stuck all your life. Stuck with your mama's voice ringing in your head, your daddy's voice, your uncle's voice, your auntie's voice, the trauma's voice, your fears constantly ringing in your ear. So you spend your whole life looking for the safety net, looking for assurances, looking for guarantees. That's not coming. And then you live a life of mediocrity, and want to blame the system and everybody around you when you chose mediocrity. You chose it because you chose to limit your experience. You have been given a grand opportunity, and the voice of the Spirit said to me so clearly that this marks an opportunity. This portal marks an opportunity for you to be able to expand and experience yourself beyond measure, and that the rest of this period that we call a year would be golden. Golden. But it's an opportunity. If you choose to stay on the hamster wheel, then you'll keep having hamster experiences. Right then, on that same job, or in that same relationship, or in that same city, or in that same little town, or with those same people, and with those same connections, doing the same thing in that same church, in that same mosque, in that same synagogue, in that same religion, doing the same stuff. You live in the matrix of the reality that you create for yourself. So why not take your time and create magic? Create memories. Create a lived experience. Whoa! That you want to take the memory of with you from one iteration to the next, to the next, to the next. What you gonna do? What is you gonna do? What are you going to do? No, I like the other way better. What is you gonna do? Huh? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, TV. I can't see your comment. I see a blob, but I need to put my glasses on so I can see what you said. She says, I've been so liberated for so long. I try to articulate to people how free I've been, but they still don't get it. Laugh out loud. But I understand it almost felt good to be in bondage or a necessity to be afraid in order to be free, which is which is so backwards. And it is. It is. It is. She says, I really sing that song, praise the Lord, I'm free. No more dark clouds, no more chains holding me. Yes. I'm telling you. I am. And it's very hard. It's very difficult to try and explain your liberty, your freedom to people who are still living in bondage. It's like, oh my goodness, they can't see it. They become fearful for you because you ain't, oh Lord, please don't let them die and go to hell, Lord. Don't let the judgment of the Lord fall on them. Oh God, please, Lord, save them before it's too late. Oh God, save this soul, Lord. Cause them to repent, Jesus. I understand it. I've been there. That used to be me. So I don't judge them for where they are because I used to be right in that same place. But I have found the best way to explain freedom is just to be free. Explain it with how you live. Explain it with your actions. Explain it with your behavior and let them watch your liberty. That's the best thing. That's the best thing. That will cause them to begin to question and to inquire. That's it. I'm serious. Just live in it. Be it. And that eventually they'll begin to question and inquire. They may not inquire of you. They may not ever ask you. They may never come to you. But within themselves, they start going like, well, wait a minute, because they see you starting to live and do and experience some things that they love to experience for themselves. And they're like, well, so she said, didn't be doing all right. How come I can't? Maybe I should. Are you understanding what I'm saying? And they don't have to come to you. I'm like you're not seeking validation, nor you're in a position of superiority. You're not. We're just on different paths. And my path best suits me. Your path best suits you. I can share what I know, what I understand, who I am. But you have to decide, every person has to decide, be fully persuaded in their own mind for themselves. There are people for whom religion works. I was one of them. It worked for me until it didn't. Christianity worked for me until it didn't. That's why I will never dog and demean and try and belittle those who practice Christianity or any religion, and be like, oh, y'all stupid, you crazy, you are mentally ill and all these other. No. You are on your journey, walking your path, just as I am on mine, walking mine. Period. And it served me at one point until it didn't. I spent the majority of my adult life staying away from alcohol, mainly because of what the church taught me. And it served me well until it didn't. And then I decided I wanted to try alcohol. I'm going to try drinking a little wine. And I found I liked it. And it was good. And so I drink it now. And I enjoy it. Was the person that didn't drink alcohol before better than the person who drinks it now? No. I'm in just two different places. I'm having a different experience now. Now I enjoy having a nice glass of wine or two, or three, or four, or whatever. Oh, Lord have mercy. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? And that's okay. That's okay. Y'all commenting away. Let me put my glasses on. Hold on. Like the song say, make that move now, baby. That's right. Yeah, Toya. So true. Let them live it. Let them see me live in my freedom. Right. I'm not trying to convince you of anything, man. I'll share it with you, but the main thing I can do is live in my freedom. You just watch live. And you decide whether it's for you or not. I'm living my life like it's golden, even if that's sitting at home in peace. Absolute, whatever serves you. And it's listen, watch this. And it's whatever serves you in the moment, because we are all living in the eternal moment of now. We are always living in the eternal moment of now. And that moment of now is constantly shifting and evolving and changing and being reshaped to whatever serves us in that eternal moment. And in one eternal moment of now, it may best serve me to sit quietly at home and contemplate and meditate and enjoy a nice cup of tea. And in another moment of now, it may be skydiving. And in another moment of now, it may be zip lining. And in another moment of now, it may be making love. Or in another moment of now, it might be having a drink. Whatever it is, what best serves me best in that eternal moment of now. Create your own flow and then go with it. Said I used to do that. Thank you for teaching me that. I'm not sure what the that is that you're talking about. I done said so many different things, but you're welcome. Okay. That's right. Like, there it is. Like you said, don't let your insight become an insult. Right. I did say that, didn't I? That was good, man. I need to write that one down somewhere so I don't forget that. That was good right there, Theresa. I forgot I said that. I did say that. Don't let your insight become an insult. I need to include that in one of my books, man, in my next book, or in the next volume of Words to Live By, Volume 3. I need to put that one in there. That's good. That's real good. Okay? Mm-hmm. There's some of you that are on here with me right now. I said this last night. I'm going to say it again tonight because there's still some of you tuned in tonight that are just now beginning to remember Promises that you made to yourself about what you were going to do, and visions and plans that you had put together and said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You had this unction that came from within your soul, what from the spirit through the portal of your soul. It hit your conscious awareness, and you knew that you knew that you knew that you knew that it was God speaking within you and saying to move, to do this, to go after, to pursue it, and you ignored it. You let fear rob you of the moment. You let fear paralyze you in one place. And this portal gives you the opportunity to revisit those things and to step into those moments, to recreate those moments, to transmute that energy of fear into fierceness. Step over into it and live. You watching me right now. You ain't making no comments. You just kind of sitting back, laying back in the cut, and like, I don't know about all this. I don't know. Yeah, you do know. You know I'm talking to you. You know I'm talking to you. You know I am. So what you gonna do? Wait another year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, one day after a while, I'm going, I just need to have this in place and that in place and this and that, and I'm not quite ready because I need to get this and I need to get that. All these lame excuses. You're the source, you're the provision, you're the creator. You're the way maker. How dare you sit back and tell me, I gotta wait and see this, that, and the other. Oh no. You're being a punk. You're being a punk. The future is waiting on you, if you want to call it future. But those experiences, oh, that's what you were talking about. You don't down religion because, when it still serves people, and it served you at one point. It served me at one point, exactly. I'm not going to down people about it. I'm not going to beat them up and call them stupid and dumb and crazy and all the other things because of it. No, because I'm like, at one point that served me too. I was right there. I preached it. I lived it. I believed it. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Come on. How dare I now turn around and want to condemn other people? I'm told you sometime, if you're not careful, okay, your insight can become an insult. And so you become consciously aware, and then you start to become what you say you despise. You got people right now who are supposedly conscious, woke, awakened people who are judgmental of those who are Christians for being judgmental. Christian folks so judgmental and don't recognize that you being judgmental too. You're judging them. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Teresa says, I'm going to put the other thing you said on the t-shirt. It's all good because it's all God. Yes, indeed. That's right. It's all good because it's all God. Boy, I want one of those t-shirts right there. That's good. Toya says, me, oh Lord. What's you, oh Lord? Toya, what's you? One thing I love about Toya is one of the most honest people I have ever met in my entire life. She is quick to confess and say, hey, that's me. You know what? That's right. Ooh, you stepping on my toes. That's me. Absolutely. And I mean, no shame about it. And she just keeps growing and keep expanding and keep becoming. I absolutely love her beyond words. I'm telling you, I love her. Absolutely love and adore her. Her attitude, her outlook on life, it lifts me. I love you. Hear me, Toya Coffee. I love you. Okay, that kind of realness and authenticity is rare. It's rare. I'm telling you. All right, man, I'm way over 20 minutes over my time. Lord of mercy. So let me get up off here and let you good people get on about your way. All right, listen. If you've benefited from this conversation tonight or any of the conversations prior to, and you have a desire to do so, you want to demonstrate your thanks or your gratefulness and your appreciation or value of what you have received from this place, then I encourage you to give and to share your most generous gift. Whatever that amount is, if it's $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, or $1.25 or a nickel, penny, or dime, whatever that is, but to give something to demonstrate your appreciation for what you have received, if you so desire to do so. You are not, there is no coercion, no obligation to do so. I am asking and giving you the opportunity to sow so that you can create a financial flow for yourself. That is all there is. Okay? I'd like to give you that opportunity by using any of the means that you see on your screen, either Cashapp or Zelle, and I will greatly appreciate your generosity. Thank you to those of you who have been giving and sowing and showing your appreciation and showing how much you value me and value the teaching and these empowerment sessions that you receive. Thank you for those of you who have partnered with Emerge and will give your tithe to this particular work. I absolutely appreciate you. It is not ignored. It doesn't go unnoticed. And you do know that I hold you in my thoughts and prayers, constantly sending out good vibrations of increased wealth, prosperity for your life always. I appreciate all of your gifts. So if you're going to do that, go ahead and do it right now while it's at the top of your mind and the front of your brain. Pick up your phone right now and go ahead and make your gift right now using either one of the means that you see on your screen. Don't wait until late on this. Oh, well, I'm going to do it a little bit later on today or a little bit tomorrow. You'll be and forget all about it. Go ahead and do it now. Make your plans to share and to give and to sow and be supportive of the work that we are doing. And it is greatly, greatly appreciated. All right, my good people, all of you get some rest, and I will see you back here on another night. I don't think it will be, I don't know, it might be tomorrow night. I don't think it's going to be tomorrow night, but it might be tomorrow night. Just sign up for the text notifications, and that way you will know. And if you don't know how to sign up for that, let me put it on the screen. Hold on, there it is, boom. Okay, sign up for the free text notifications. That way you'll always get a notification for when we're getting ready to come on the air. It's absolutely free, doesn't cost you a dime or a nickel. You simply text the word emerge to 833-444-0163 and you're automatically enrolled and you will receive those text messages free of charge. So I may be back on tomorrow night, or I don't know, we may just wait until Thursday or maybe wait till Sunday, but one way, I'll be back. Sign up for the notifications. That way you don't miss anything. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have an absolutely splendiferous evening and an even better tomorrow. I love each and every one of you, and there ain't a thing you can do about it.